Welcome to 10th standard second language English. Yes children, in the last class that we have learnt about one of the lesson which was prescribed in 10th standard called the gentleman of Rio and Medio. In part 1 that we have discussed many things, and in this class that let us study about the part 2 or the remaining part of the lesson called Gentleman of Rio and Medio. Before going to start today's class, let me sum up what had been that we learned in the previous class. So in the previous class that we have learned that Don Anselmo's land, his dress code, his appearance, and the business deed which was held between the Americans and Don Anselmo. Yes, in the previous class that we had seen how beautiful the orchard of Don Anselmo was. It was very quaint, wretched, and it was full of fruit-bearing trees. And also that land was transferred into by his young sister. Unwillingly that he was going to sell the land to the Americans through the mediator or the legal advisor called Juan A. Sedillo. So that man had come to the meeting or to the office of Juan A. Sedillo for the business deal. When he arrived to the author's office that we have described, the author has described his dress code also. He was wearing a very old green faded coat, and also wearing the torn gloves, and he came along with along with the young boy of his relative. And also that we had seen that he was holding a skeleton of an old umbrella. And he was compared to the Charlie Chaplin also. So, as soon as he entered, he did some actions here. As he entered, he bowed everyone who presented there as a token of respect, and he talked about his family and the weather. When they sat for meeting, the Americans accepted that Don Anselmo had more than 8 acres of land. So they approached him that they are going to give the extra money for the extra land that they have discovered when they sent the surveyor up there to the mountain to make a survey of his land. So they convinced him to accept the more money for the more land. Am I right? So, but that gentleman did not accept the more money, and he didn't accept even a single rupee more than $1,200. So, it shows that he was a very diplomatic personality and a very principled man. He said he don't want to be insulted. He stuck to his word. Am I right? Yesterday that we had seen. He stuck to his words, and he agreed to receive only the $1,200, even though that he come to know that he had more than 8 acres of land. He accepted only $1,200, and he left the place from that office. This is what that we have learned in the previous class. Am I right, my dear friends? Yes. Shall we move on to the second part of the lesson today? Yes. Okay. All of you open your textbook and look at there. A month later, my friends had moved into Rio and Medio. They had replastered the old house, pruned the trees, patched the fence, and moved in summer. One day, they came back to the office to complain. the children in the village were overrunning their property. They came every day, played under the trees, built little play fences around them, and took blossoms when they were spoken to. They only laughed and talked back in good naturedly in Spanish. Yes, look at the paragraph, my dear friends. In this paragraph, the author is going to tell how the Americans went and settled in the newly purchased house there. So we know that Americans have bought the land for $1,200. Before they enter into the orchard or enter into the new house, they did some changes. They did some alteration to their house. See, they replastered the house, replastered the old house in the sense they made some repair around the inside and outside the house. And also, they pruned the trees. Pruned the trees ಅಂದ್ರೆ trimming. ಕಸಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. In Kannada, we say ಕಸಿ ಮಾಡೋದು. Got it? They trimmed the trees and patched the fences. Patched the fence in the sense, okay, the compound of the field or the land. They patched the fences, then they moved in summer. They bought the new land, so they made some repairs, whatever is essential for them. After doing those repairs, they get into the house, they enter to the orchard, okay, in summer. One day, they came back to my office to complain. See, my dear friends. Again, okay, there is a word. There is a sentence. Please underline that sentence, my dear friends. See here. This also may ask for your examination for the exam point of view. See, look at the sentence. One day they come to my office for complaint. Who came here? Who are the they here? They means the Americans. Americans who have shifted to the new land, new house. It is not new house, newly purchased house. Okay, children? See, where did they go? They go to the office of Juan A.A. Cedillo. Why did they go to the Juan A.A. Cedillo's office? See there, they went to the Juan A.A. Cedillo's office to complain. Why? Why they want to complain? Or what was the complaint? See there, children. The complaint was that the author is describing the complaint of the Americans here. The Americans went to the Juan A.A. Cedillo's office to complain about the children who are overrunning their property. Keep in your mind, dear friends, earlier the owner of that land was Don Anthony, but it was sold to the Americans. When it was sold, the owners will be the Americans. But the children of that Rio in Medio are overrunning. Overrunning in the sense they used to go enter into the orchard often. And what they were doing there? See, after overrunning into the field there, they were playing under the trees and they built little play fences around them. And also they took blossoms. See, my dear friends here. The complaint is that this question will also may ask in your examination, why did the Americans go to Juan A.A. Cedillo's office and what was the complaint? Got it? They went to the author's office to make a complaint against the children of Rio in Medio who were overrunning their property and playing under the trees and making little play fences around them. And also they are taking the flowers. They used to pluck the flowers from the trees, my dear friends. That's why they were disappointed. They have sometimes they warned them, the American, if they warn to the people of that, if they warn to the children of Rio in Medio, what do they do, children? Okay, they were, yes, when they were spoken to, they only laughed and talked back in good naturedly in Spanish. Actually, the Americans tried to warn them. Hey, why are you coming here? This is our house. This is our newly purchased land, and we are the owners of this land now. You don't have any rights here to come here. Okay, let me be in private. Let us enjoy our private property. This is not yours. Don't come from tomorrow onwards. Like this, they try to warn them, my dear friends. When they were warned to those children, do you know what they did? Okay, they talked back in good naturedly in Spanish. They used to answer. Okay, they used to talk to them. Okay, Americans, they are giving an answer in a good naturedly that doing Spanish. In a sense, they are talking to them in their language. Actually, these Americans don't know the Spanish, and also they were laughed at the Americans looking at them. They were laughing. Like this. Nodi, some maklu, okay, in our area, usually in your surroundings, that you might have experienced this type of embracement, my dear friends. ಕೆಲವು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಎಷ್ಟು ಫಾಸ್ಟಾಗಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಯಾಕೋ ಬಂದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಯಾಕೆ ಬರಬಾರ್ದಾ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಬಾಯಿ ಹೊಡಿತೀವಿ, ಒದೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ನೋಡೋಣ, ಬಾಯಿ ಕತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಏನಾದರೂ ಬೈದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಬಾಬಾ ಹೊಡಿ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಓಡೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ವೇ. ಒಂಥರ ಎಂಬ್ರೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ವೇ. It is an example, that's all. In that way, they are making them embrace. So, that is why these Americans were tired of the taunts that the children are giving in the Rio and Medio children. See, in this paragraph, that we can conclude this paragraph by like this, my dear friends. Okay, in this paragraph, the author is trying to describe the problem of Americans who have purchased the land recently, and also he described how they enter or what did they do before they enter into the newly purchased house. They made several changes. What changes that they have done? Usually they replastered the house. Okay, after replastering the house, they what do you say that after replastering the house, they repatched the fences, then they pruned the trees. Pruned in the sense they did some trim. They trimmed the trees in order to make it comfortable to the life, my dear friends. So that is what was expressed in this paragraph. So they may ask in your examination, what are the changes the Americans made before they enter into the newly purchased house? And the second one, what was the complaint of Americans about the children of Rio and Medio? Got it, my dear friends? Yes. Okay. Yes, you can look these things. Okay, in this picture, the fencing in the sense bailey. It's an imaginary picture of the fencing. They made some repatched in the sense there was already compound, there was already fencing. Okay, wherever it was broken, they did some repair there. Okay, it means they made some repair to the fence. And in this picture, that you can understand, the children of Rio and Medio are playing under the trees, and also they are taking the blossoms in the sense flowers. Got it? So they are taking the blossoms, and some people are taking even the flowers also. So here also that we can looking the children playing under the trees. Got it? Usually, the people, usually the children, if they see the trees, they like to play under the trees, na? Okay. In this way, the children of that area, they went to play under the trees. They don't know whether it belongs to the Americans or some others. Usually that they were playing under the trees. That's why they went and it was their routine. But the embracing thing is that they used to talk to the Americans who were warning them in a Spanish. They might have unknown the English language. That's why they might have speak in Spanish, children. But the Americans, they don't know Spanish. That's why it has created the embracement to the Americans. Okay, have you understood this paragraph, my dear friends? Okay, shall we move on to the next one? Okay. Yes, in this slide also that we can see the children are taking some blossoms or they are plucking the flowers from the garden or orchard. Yes. Have you understood? Okay, shall we move on to the next one? Okay. Look at the 8th paragraph, my dear friends. I sent a messenger up the mountain for Dan Anselmo. It took a week to arrange another meeting. When he arrived, he repeated his previous preliminary performances. He wore the same faded cutaway, carried the same stick, and was accompanied by the boy again. He shook hands all around, sat down with the boy behind his chair, and talked about weather. Finally, I broached the subject. Don Anselmo, about the ranch you sold to these people. Don Anselmo, about the ranch you sold to these people. They are good people and want to be your good neighbors always. When you sold to them, you signed a document or a deed, and in that deed you agreed several things. One thing was that they were to have the complete possession of this property. Now, Don Anselmo, it seems that every day the children of the village overrun the orchard and spend most of their time there. We would like to know if you, as the most respected man in the village, could not stop them from doing so in order that these people might enjoy their new home more in peace. See, my dear friends. Look at this paragraph. Another is explaining what had happened after the complaint of the Americans to him. What steps that the author has taken here, or what change? Before going to know about this paragraph, so I am asking a question, my dear friends. Why are Americans complaining to the author? Why did the American go to the author and complain about the children? They might have directly go to the Don Anselmo. No. They might have asked the Don Anselmo about the children, but they directly go to the author. Do you know? Yes, you are right. He was the mediator of this business deal. Am I right? He was the legal advisor. Through him only the Americans have bought that land. That is why they went to the June ASD law and they went and they complied. And moreover, children, they might have a new to that area. They don't know the people of that area. That's why they may have go to June ASD. See, when they complained, and this is the duty of the author too, because through him only they have purchased. Let us see what he did. Do you know what he did? He sent a messenger to the up there to the Rio in Medio, where Don Anselmo was living, about a meeting, and he sent a message to the Don Anselmo that that they are going to arrange a meeting and they want to talk to him, and he has to come on the particular day that he was fixed. So Don Anselmo, he was not refused to come there. As he said, he come to the office on the day that he was fixed. See children, when he arrived, he repeated the previous preliminary performances. See the line there. As he arrived to the office, he did the same activities which he had done in the previous time. See there are the words. He repeated the previous preliminary performances. Keep in your mind. Previous in the sense, the past activities. The activities that he had done in the previous visit. Got it? So, he had done all those things again. What performances that he had done? Yes, correct, my children. So, as soon as he entered, he removed his cap, he removed his gloves. Am I right? And he talked to the people about the weather in a large family. Na? The same thing was repeated this time also. And he was wearing the same dress code. How was the dress code? He was wearing a faded coat, green and tall. Faded in the sense dim. Okay. Navdogiruttala, savdogiruttala. Adu. The same dress code that by wearing the same dress that he entered to the John A.A. Cedilo's office. And one more thing, children. As he was followed by a young boy again, whom we have seen, one of his innumerable kin was followed him in the first time. Na? In the same way, this time also that guy has followed him. You might have guessed why that Don Anselmo has requested to come to his office. Yes, you are right. There was a meeting held. Okay. Maybe Arthur is trying to tell Don Anselmo that he might have arranged the meeting now. Yes, you are right. Definitely right, my children. So, finally, I broached the subject. I broached the subject in the sense, he took the subject, he insisted, and he talked about the subject. Subject, what is the subject here? See, finally, I broached the subject. Who is the speaker of this line? See, my dear friends, this line also may ask for your examination point of view. Keep in your mind, underline these sentences. I broached the subject. Who is the I? Arthur. Broached the subject. Subject in a sense, topic. What topic? About the complaint of Americans regarding children who were overrunning their property. So he went there and he broached the subject and he said, children, see, Don Anselmo, about the land that you sold to these people, about the ranch that you sold to these people. Don Anselmo, that this meeting is held to talk about the land that you have told to the Americans now. The ranch, there is a word there. Ranch is there now. See here, children. The word, you can look the word ranch here. Got it? See? What do you mean by ranch? I will write here also. A large land, a big land, a very big land or a very big orchard. Got it? Big orchard or big land, my dear friends. See here, he broached the subject and he said, "Hello, Don Anselmo, about the land you sold to these Americans. They are good people and they want to be a good neighbors." Again, underline this line also, my dear friends. This line is asked, okay, in your exam, will be asked in your examination. And one more thing, my dear friends, this has also asked, okay, several times in the final examination, preparatory and midterm also. Okay, on the exam point of view, okay, this line will be asked as a extract. These Americans, they are good people and they want to be a good neighbors and they want to be a, see here, they are good people and want to be a good neighbors always. Got it, my dear friends? Yes, look at the line there. They are good people and they want to be a good neighbors always. Who are they here? They in the sense Americans. Who is telling that? Okay, whose statement is this one, children? Yes, you are right. This statement is made by the author Juan A. Cedillo, and he is talking about the Americans and he is telling that those Americans want to be a good neighbors and they are good people. He is trying to convince to Don Anselmo about the Americans, and he is telling, he is convincing Don Anselmo that Americans are good people. See what he said. He said they are good people, okay, no problem. And also he said, when you sold the land, see that, children? Okay. When you sold to them, you signed a document, a deed, and in that deed, you agreed several things. Juan A. Cedillo is trying to convince about the rights of the deed, my dear friends. When you have signed the deed, when you have registered your land to these Americans, it means it included some several conditions. When you see that, okay, when you sign the deed, a document, the deed agreed several conditions. One thing was that they were have to complete possession of the property. Hello, Don Anselmo. Just you think for a while that you have registered your property to the Americans now. Once it is registered, the entire rights will be transferred to the buyers now. So he is asking, the author is asking the Don Anselmo, and he is suggesting that he don't have any rights on his possession. And after the registration, the buyers will get every rights and they are the real owners. You know, yes, it may be the case of, sorry, it is in the case of Don Anselmo, and if you were in that place, if we were in that place, in our case also, if we purchase anything after the registration, if we buy that we have a complete rights over the land or over the asset that we purchase. That's common, that is fundamental, okay, fact, you know. So that's what he is suggesting, he is convincing Don Anselmo. Now, okay, yes, there is nothing wrong in that. But now, Don Anselmo, you have sold your land, they have the rights, no problem. But, Don Anselmo, it seems that every day the children of the village overrun their property. ನೀವೇನೋ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರಿ, ಆದರೆ the children of your Rio and Medio, they overrun their property. By force they enter. without taking any permission. Okay, they overrun their property. Over in the sense they enter by force. Overrun their orchard and spent most of the time there. They used to play in the orchard. The children of the village used to play in the orchard. We would like to know if you, as the most respected man in the village, could not stop them for doing so in order that these people might enjoy their new home more in peace. Oh, this is the complaint. Got it? Don Anselmo was requested to come to his office for the second time in order to convince him, in order to tell him that to convince the children of Rio and Medio to stop overrunning the Americans' property. Got it, my dear friends? He told. And also he said, see, why did he tell Don Anselmo to convince the children? Because he is the senior most person of the village, and from him only that they have purchased. That's why the author has arranged the meeting at the second time. First meeting was arranged at the time of selling. Got it? Second meeting was arranged to complain on the children who were as overrunning the property of the Americans. So, in order to enjoy the newly bought house of the Americans, that they have to stop. That is why he tried to convince Don Anselmo. Author is trying to convince Don Anselmo to convince the children of Rio and Medio to stop overrunning the property and plucking flowers and making some play fences around the orchard. Got it, my dear friends? Have you understood? Have you understood, children? I hope that you have understood, and also that I hope that you might have underlined those sentences which are very important for the exam point of view. Got it? So here, see, I broached the subject, that one. These Americans are good people and want to be a good neighbors. See here, these Americans are good people and want to be a good neighbors. Neighbors in the sense, ನೆರೆಹೊರೆಯವರು, ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕದವರು, ಅಲ್ವೇ? Okay, that we have to be so friendly with the neighbors that we, because if we make any fight or misunderstanding with our neighbors, it will be very difficult for us to lead the rest life, because that we have to look them very often. That's why that we have to maintain a good relationship with the neighbors and our friends' children. And here, okay, these Americans are good people, okay, and also they want to be good neighbors. That is what the author is trying to suggest Don Anselmo children. Okay, shall we move on to the next one? Yes. When John A. Sedillo, when the author tried to say about the things that he has told, and also he reminded, see children here, legally he reminded, basically he is a lawyer, na? He know all the law points, that's why that he might have said in a legal way. Legally, when you have signed the bond, it means legally they are the owners of that land ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ ಅವರು. ಲಾಯರ್ ಅಲ್ವೇ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಆಗಲಿ, ಲಾ ಪಾಯಿಂಟನ್ನು ಮೂಲಕ, ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಮೂಲಕ, ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಈ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಸೆಂಡ್ ಎ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಟು ದ Don Anselmo. He said, okay, legally they are the owners and you are the senior most citizen of this village, and moreover you were the past owner of that land. Yes, could you not stop them? Could you not stop them? ನಿಲ್ಸಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ವಾ ಅಂದರೆ you go and stop them. You go and convince the children to stop playing under the trees and that. So We saw that Don Anselmo was very gentle. He stood up. Don Anselmo stood up. We have all learned to love these Americans. We have all learned to love these Americans, he said. Because they are good people and good neighbors. I sold them my property because I knew they were good people. But I did not sell them the trees in the orchard. Oh, this is bad, Don Anselmo. I pleaded. When one signs the deed and sells his property, one sells also everything that grows on the land, and those trees, every one of them, are on the land and inside the boundaries of what you sold. Look here, children. The author is little surprised and he was shocked with the answer of Don Anselmo. See, let us see what Don Anselmo says in this paragraph. So, in paragraph number 9, look at the lines of Don Anselmo used in those, used there. How that he is speaking to author. He stood up. We have learned to love these Americans, he said. Again, this will be asked in your examination for the extract, children. See there? See? Look here. We have made a discovery. Sorry, not we. We have learned to love these Americans. Got it? Who said this? Good. It was said by Don Anselmo. What did he say? They also started. They, in the sense, we, in the sense, the people of Rio and Medio. Okay, the people of Rio and Medio also love to those Americans who have purchased their land. They are trying to adjust with these people. They are the newcomers to that area. The Americans are the newcomers to that area. They have purchased and they are settled down there. And these people also trying to adjust to those people. Okay. This line will be asked for extract. And see here, children. I sold them my property. Who is I here? Don Anselmo. Very good. Whom did he sell? Today. I sold them. Sold. Whom did he sell? To them. Who are them here? The Americans. Okay. Property. What was the property that he had? He had the orchard. Beautiful orchard. Got it? For how much money that he has sold his property for? He sold his property for the $1,200. Got it? So, and also another line is there. I knew they were good people in the next line. Now, that's also very important for on the exam point of view, my dear friends. See here, we have learned to love these Americans. They also, they in the sense, I have already told you, the people of Rio and Medio also try to adjust with those Americans. Because they are good people and good neighbors. Why did the people of Rio and Medio love Americans? They are good people and they are good neighbors. See, I sold my property because I knew they are good. Don Anselmo is telling to me. I sold my property because I knew they are good people. But I did not sell them. I did not sell them the trees in the orchard. Look at the theory of Don Anselmo here. He says he sold only the land to the Americans, not the trees in the orchard. What a joke it is. Is it possible? Do you agree with this deed, or do you agree with the concept, children? No, no. If you have sold a site or a land to anybody, it means it has included everything inside the land now. But Don Anselmo is arguing that, he is telling that he sold only the land, not the trees. Do you agree the theory of Don Anselmo? Do you think that he was telling these things in a very serious way? Let us see. Let us see in the next paragraphs. Before that, when he heard this, the author was shocked and he was confused. Oh, this is bad, Don Anselmo. See, when he gave this answer, he was tensed and he was shocked. This is bad, Don Anselmo. I pleaded. Okay, pleaded in a sense, he requested and he argued. When one signs a deed and sells the real property, one sells also everything that grows in the orchard, and those trees, every one of them are on the land and inside the boundaries of what you sold. He said to the Don Anselmo that legally, when you sell the land, okay, when you sign the bond or the agreement deed, it means, okay, that you sold everything inside the land. Even a single stone is also belong to the will belong to the person who purchased that land. In that way, this is the rule, Don Anselmo. But now you are talking differently. This is not fair. Like this, that he was little shocked. But keep in your mind, children. Why did Don Anselmo say so? Throughout the lesson that we are presenting Don Anselmo as the gentleman of Rio in Medio. He is a great man. That we used to say that he is a very diplomatic personality. He had a very diplomatic person. He is a very diplomatic person and a principled man like this, that we have been praising the quality and character of Don Anselmo. Now that he is going reverse. Then why did he say so? There is a reason, my dear friends. Keep in your mind. He is not a cheater. He is of course, he is a principled man. Let us see why Don Anselmo says so. Being the gentleman, why he is going against the law then? See, listen in his own words. Yes, I admit that. You say, Don Anselmo said that when one signed the deed, okay, it means it has included everything in the bond, and everything belongs to the person. But what you said is right. Yes, I admit that. I agree that Don and Giovanni Sedillo, he had it. He continued. You know, he had it. I am the oldest man in that village. See, he says he was the oldest man in the village. Almost everyone there is my relative, and all the children of Rio in Medio are my sobrians and natos. Juan, what you are telling is right. I accept, I agree. You know that I am the senior most person of this Rio and Medio is there in this area. And everyone in this area, in this village, are my sobrians and natives. They are all my descendants. Descendants in the sense, okay, the people who are related to your family are existing a long time ago. Yes, sobrians and natives are the Spanish word. It means nephews or grandchildren. Okay, in Spanish, nieces and nephews. Okay, it means see here. Look at the words here. Look at the words. They are sobrians and natives. Got it? So it means it is a Spanish word. Underline those words, my dear friends. In Spanish, it means nephews or the grandchildren. I am the senior most person of this area, and they are my descendants. They are my blood relatives. Every time a child has been born in Rio and Medio, since I took possession of the village of the house from my mother, I have planted a tree for the child. Juan, what you said, you right. But all are my blood relatives. Every child born in Rio and Medio, that I have planted a tree on the name of that each child. Look at that concern of Don Anselmo children. He planted a tree on the birth of every child at Rio and Medio. If they are 100 children, okay, that he was planted the 100 trees. On the memory of every child that he has planted the tree. Have you planted any trees, children? No. Yes. Plant the trees. Grow nature. Okay. Yes, let it be. Grow the trees and save the nature. Okay. Let's see there. See the concern here that he planted the tree on every birth of the child, since that he had taken the in charge of his family after the death of his mother. So the trees in that orchard are not mine. Senor is a Spanish word. Underline the word. The trees in the orchard are not mine. Senor. Sir. See the. Okay. The trees in the orchard are not mine. This line also important for the extract. See how he is expressing his feel towards the attachment of the tree and the children. The trees of the orchard are not mine, Senor. They belong to the children of the village. They are not mine. They belong to the children of the village. Because that I planted the tree on the birth of every child of the in Rio and Medio. Just I planted in the name of them. So they belong to the children of village. Every person in Rio and Medio born since the railroad came to Santa Fe owns a tree in that orchard. Sir, till then, when the railroad came to the Santa Fe, till then, okay, after that, every child who born in Rio and Medio have got the trees. Do you know why? I have planted the tree on every birth of the child. That is why all the children are having the trees in the orchard. So, I have planted the tree. I have planted the trees for the children. That is why I did not sell the trees, because I could not. I have a right. That's why I sold the land. But how can I sell the trees of the children? That means legally, okay, he sold, but he is expressing his feeling, attachment of the tree with the children. Got it? How can I sell the happiness of the children? How can I sell the innocence of the children? How can I sell the attachment of the children with the trees? Now I hope that you have got. In the sense, legally he sold the land, the tree, he also sold the trees. But he don't have the right to sell the feel, attachment, love and affection of the children with the particular tree they were having. That's why he says, I am not the owner of the trees. The tree belongs to the children of Rio and Medio. That is why I did not sell the trees in the orchard. They are not mine. I am not the owner. They are not mine. Though they were in his land, legally, emotionally, the trees are not belongs to the Don Anselmo. They belongs to the children of Rio and Medio. See, in the sense that he had a great concern on the nature, and also that he had a great attachment on the children of Rio and Medio. That's why he planted the trees. I hope now you are understanding why Don Anselmo is called the gentleman of Rio and Medio. He planted the trees for the children. See, there was nothing we could do. Legally, we owned the trees, but the old man had been so generous, refusing what amounted to be fortune for him. See, the old man was so generous. When they offered more money, when they discovered extra land, he didn't agree. Did he agree? No. He might have get that amount and he might have enjoyed the money, my dear friends. But he did not. He was so generous. He refused to take the money when they were offered. It took most of the following winter to buy the trees. It took several months. Most of the winters. ತುಂಬ ವರ್ಷಗಳೇ ಆಯಿತು. ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ದೊಡ್ಡವಾಗಿ ಮರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಡೋದನ್ನು ಬಿಡೋ ತನಕ, ಅಥವಾ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮುಜುಗರ ಆಗೋ ತನಕ, isn't it? ಅವ್ರು ಆಡ್ತಾನೇ ಇದ್ರು. That is how it took a long time to get the trees from the children. Individually, from the descendants of Don Anselmo in the valley of Rio and Medio. Rio and Medio, the valley nalli complete possession. The Americans, they spent 2-3 years or several years to have the complete position to that particular land. And they were also good people. They allowed the children to play in the garden, in that orchard. This is how that we come to know that Don Anselmo was a very extraordinary character of the story, and we come to know why we say him as a gentleman. Really, he's an, okay, he deserves to be the gentleman and also a good human being. See here, children, yes, that you might have seen how that he was planting the trees. Got it? And look at the new words. Look at the new words. There is a senar. Okay, senar. How can I sell the tree senar? Senar in the sense it is a respectful word which means Mr. It's a Spanish word, my dear friends. Abode, home, prune, cut off, blossom, flowers, brooch, very large. Descendants means this also one word will may also ask in your examination, children. Yes, and underline that. Descendants means a group of people related to family or existed long ago. Okay, I hope that you could have understand the lesson and the message. You might have understood the message of this lesson also. Plant the trees and save the earth, and be sympathetic towards the others, and be kind to the people, and moreover, if possible, to grow trees in your area, grow it. Okay, instead of giving a presentation or a gift or money in a function, you might follow to present a tree to your friends in a function or in the any ceremonies. That will be a good habit, my dear friends. I hope that you have understood this lesson, and let's go through the lessons, my dear friends, neatly. And there are some questions in your exercise book. Go through the questions and write the answers and learn neatly and face the exam with confidence. All the best. Thank you.